see through here. So just click on the Elite Trader area. Aside from videos and so forth, M1, I'm trying to create a process on a step-by-step process to make it easier. I know it's a lot of stuff going on, but you as much as possible to be objective with it. Now with the 5 simple process, it's way easier. Okay, now in step 1, let's go through, look at the market fundamental things. Okay, so what happened today? What do we have? We have Bank of Japan monthly economic survey. It was rated high. In 41 minutes time, we have the business climate basically in France, but they're all low at the moment. Consumer price index. So from here, which I also actually do like, is just click low impact and click on that. So we can see here David Cameron's speech in 56 minutes. Oh, maybe that's a good one in terms of see if we'll be able to trade at midnight. Okay, average earnings, Bank of England minutes, so in 2 hours 2 minutes. That's 1, 11, 12, 1, 1:30. Yeah, so that's 4:30, close to 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Unemployment rate, climate count change, 2 hours. Where do we have anything else? None. Bank of England minutes. Okay. Right. Bank of England. Yeah, minutes number 3. Then 23, nothing. 4, nothing. Okay, there's one right here. 7 hours time. Canada. Oh, nothing in the US. Okay, let's double check Forex Factory as well. That is the climate count change MPC meetings. So nothing in the US. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Nothing there, nothing in the US. Right, next, going through dollar index. Alright, looking at the dollar index, and we can notice, yeah, everything's still pretty much on a downtrend. Trend is your friend. From here to here, so there is nothing. Yeah, it's still pretty much on the downtrend at the moment. Okay, just let me put that for now. And okay, so we can see here they're currently fighting in terms between the 2 points. So there's nothing at the moment. They're part of the indecision. Okay, see how yesterday the dollar basically came back down a little bit. The market continued to go further up, so it's pretty awesome. At one point in time, they have to make a decision. So odds and probability that they may push it to the upside is highly probable. Highly probable. All right, but let's go through looking at what happened in the markets in terms of the Dow. So weekly chart. Weekly last week was very strong, hence the high probability of going up is pretty high. Okay, and to answer, yeah, turn is here. The reason why there's a lot of more momentum to the upside is because from this point, even though here we have a stabilization, but last week was pretty strong. So hence breaking out 13,660, the odds and probability to go through. Looking at the monthly chart, that 14,198 is still the highest probability. This is the price to beat. Next price to beat is within that high, 13,780. Odds and probability they will break that. That's only a 70-point move to the upside is highly probable. Then there's have the big distance between 13,780 and 14,000. That's about a 220-point move to the upside. So it's currently reaching levels of supply. at the moment. Higher highs, odds and probability they will push that and then create a new higher high is highly probable. Then we're going to see a higher low and then higher high. Daily chart, look at that, nothing dictating that they're currently running out of steam. 780, once it reaches around 780, and this is when I'm going to start to short a little bit because there's a big distance from there to that. It cannot go 220 points just like that, and since it's already been going up since like 13,300, right? That's 700 points to the upside. It's too much. Okay, so from here to here alone, 14,009, 13,400, 500 points. Okay, in terms of the daily chart, this was a fiscal cliff. So double the distance, we're going to see minor correction, 13,780. I want to see some form of a doji, and that's why I'll be shorting this guy pretty soon for a minor correction before continuation to the upside. Now hence there's a lot of bullish bars, and then we can see through on the dollar index they're not pushing it down, so still pretty strong as well. Looking on the weekly chart, see how they're forming that wedge. They're going to make a decision pretty shortly. Odds and probability still, in my point of view, the dollar is going to drop. It needs to break through 78.73, then bam, 75.14. Caveat on the other hand, it's going to be a change of trend if it breaks through this low, this downtrend line. Okay, if it breaks the downtrend line, then back to 81, all the way to 82. But if it doesn't want to, they're going to make a decision pretty shortly, and this is going to tank. Okay, so creating indecision at the moment. Alrighty, let's go through. Next one. We looked at pretty much, well, this is the S&P, what happened pretty much today, right? And you can see through here at the moment, actually, let's SPX. See how higher highs, higher lows, odds and probability go 1500 is highly probable. The price to beat for the S&P 500 is 1550, 1570 here, 1578, 2007. Okay, so we're almost there. In terms of the S&P, the bulls are currently controlled, nothing dictating it that it's going to fail to the downside as yet. Obviously, next one can do anything. It can create a bearish engulfing if it wants to. But in my point of view, we have that extra small push to go through there, and then you're going to see a form of a decrease in strength, stabilization, continuation to the downside, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Odds and probability they will break that 1576.09 is highly probable. So October of 2007. Okay, so still very bullish. Nothing's changing it. And then doesn't want to that, then I'll be down to the bearish. Pretty much short-term correction continuation. Right, let's move on to the next one. Right, scoping the marketplace. Okay, this is now your job. Alrighty, Anthony, choose one pair. Phil, you're gonna choose one pair, and you're gonna choose one pair. Tony and VJ, more than happy just to have a look and observe. I'm actually giving them 20 minutes to choose a pair, and they're going to analyze the pair, and they're going to explain to everybody why they choose the pair, creating their own settle plans. Right, so 20 minutes. I'm going to give you guys 20 minutes to analyze, create your plan. If there is a trade, even if there isn't a trade, and if there's a mechanical order, please put in your mechanical orders and so forth. And the added one that I needed you guys to do, okay, I'll give it to you at 25 minutes, is to whack it into your checklist as well. Okay, so checklist shouldn't really take you more than 5 minutes, to be honest. Okay, that's very easy. It's a quick one. Okie dokie. So 25 minutes, 10, 20 by 11:40, and then 11:40. You guys are gonna do the presentation, and we'll give you guys feedback. Okie dokes. Questions before I mute myself?
No questions.
No questions.
No
Alrighty.
questions.
Good. Okie dokie, just checking in. Do you guys need more time, or we're ready to rock?
I'm ready to share.
Okay, and Phil?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Sweet, then we'll start from you then, Anthony. Anthony, I think you're muted. Just letting you know.
Oh, sorry about that. I decided to take a look at the dollar yen. I was looking at the daily chart primarily. It looked promising. So currently, overall downtrend on the monthly chart. Breakout of the secondary downtrend a while ago. So outlook to go long was very good. Possibly to hit this downtrend line and the corresponding demand and supply levels. Moving down to the weekly. Weekly, very strong bullish movement since September, or basically around the holiday season, started to move up. Weekly chart, strong bearish movement, but it's overall still is an uptrend. And the daily chart, we're seeing basically recorrections, corrections back. So there's a new trend forming, or I'm sorry, there's a better trend forming, but this is the secondary uptrend that I used. So right now I feel that it's at a very good demand level. So I decided to take a long position, taking a closer look at the 4-hourly. I'm seeing that the current bar, it's losing momentum of this overall downtrend that's been occurring since basically the beginning of the week. But still hasn't broken past this point, so I'm willing to risk the 38 pips that is measured here. It was about 38 pips when I went in, and then to the upside, I'm targeting the top of this formation, this uptrend, so I'll be targeting up here to go long. Any questions?
Okay, feedback. Let's start from you, Anne, please.
Okay, can you go back to the daily chart, please?
Sure.
Okay, so at the moment, can we see some stabilization at all at the demand level? Who's in control at the moment?
The sellers.
Okay, so with 3 days in control, would you say that those two candles are pretty strong with sellers at the moment?
They're pretty strong.
Okay, so you're risking that. So it's good. Your analysis is great from the weekly to the daily and the 4-hour chart. At the moment, because there's no stabilization, in my opinion, I'm a little bit hesitant to go in yet for the long positions, because if you have a look at the doji of where your low, your stop is, at the moment there's a big tail right there. They may even try and test that tail. And if you scroll back to previously, where do you think are the strong demand levels? I know you put it there, but where's a really strong demand level? There's nothing, right? Oh, there. Okay.
I think I used it would have been the weekly demand.
Okay.
Easier to look.
Yeah.
From here. So I don't know what this one is. But that's what I used for my it was my stop loss point that I was.
Yeah. The weekly would be fine as well. So because we can't, on the monthly it's harder to count, but the weekly I think we can establish that there is a possibility that it may retest the next demand about the 87.80 area, which is where your stop loss is at the moment.
I see. So are you suggesting that I wait until it tests it and then take a long
Well, if you go back
position?
to the daily, sellers are in control. There's still, it's very strong that sellers are in control at the moment, 3 days in a row. The day's not over yet, so we don't know if it will be a bearish day or if they may even push it right back up and become another doji today. So we don't know. So yes, you're taking the risk, which is great, taking the risk in going long because the trend is still an uptrend. However, it's best to wait for some stabilization point on the daily to go back in long.
All right, great feedback. Phil, your turn.
Sure. Daily chart, sellers are definitely in control, making lower lows, lower highs. It's an uptrend, entering a level of demand. You don't have any show of weakness, even on the smaller time frame. So I'll be waiting. If I was entering this trade on the yen, I'll be waiting for a bit more of a weaker candle on the daily as the trend's an uptrend, and then using a smaller time frame to enter a level of demand.
All right, great. Thanks for the feedback. Go to the 1 hour, please, as well. Anthony, for a second, please. Okay, we have another 20 odd something minutes, right? 20 minutes in order for this bar to finish. Okay, you have your limit there about at 90. It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 16, 17, 18, 29. 29 hours in order to get down there. Yes, the buys are overall trends an uptrend. Sellers are currently pushing it to the downside. What is the price to beat in order for the price to continue to go to the upside? There's certain barriers that this has
You're
to.
on mute, Anthony.
You're muted, Anthony.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
So it would have been here on the bigger time frame, but I suppose on this time frame it would probably be maybe here, 89.8.
Even if it goes to 89.8, there's a certain price that he has to beat first.
It will need to be this price right here, 88.91, 99.
Yep, 88.99. Where else before it can get to 88.99?
Well, there was a supply level right there that I suppose it was referencing over here, 89.16, or 89.166.
Which price? So 88.70 odd something.
Around here?
Yeah, so 88.78, right? So there's approximately about 50 odd something pips in order for that to head to the upside. Right, from where we are at today, is that an uptrend or a downtrend?
It would be a downtrend.
Okay, so based on the 1 hourly, it's a downtrend. 4 hourly chart, is it an uptrend or a downtrend?
For hourly, it is a uptrend.
Okay, it's an uptrend. What is the condition in order for that to be a downtrend?
It would need to break through my stop.
Correct.
Right
Okay.
here.
All right. Let's go through the daily chart.
How about?
What is the trend on the daily chart?
Daily chart is overall uptrend.
Perfect. Okay, it's an uptrend, so it needs to break that low in order to break that trend to the downside. But even if that low will be broken, where will be the next low?
It would be right here at 86.83.
83, all right. Okay, so do you believe, if you're gonna rate your confidence in terms of your forecast and analysis and the way how you feel with your trade, you're gonna rate it out of 10, what would that be?
You know, I mean, I was also looking at the dollar index too, and I know that we were saying that it's highly probable it's going to continue to the upside, and this is a dollar-yen pair. So that was also part of my analysis, and I mean, I'm losing, I'm risking 38 pips to gain 200 something, and I think that this is a pretty significant demand level that I'd have to breach. So I'd say I'm pretty happy with this trade right now.
Got it. So if you rate yourself out of 10 in terms of confidence level, what would that be?
I'd say 10.
Perfect. Then leave it as it is. Awesome. Excellent. Great. Let's go to the next one. Will be UN and then Phil. Oh, and Anthony, please also do the trading checklist today, please, before we finish, okay, before we wrap it up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you guys.
Thanks.
It's finished.
Okay.
Okay, you guys can see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so I choose the dollar CAD to analyze today. The dollar CAD on the monthly overall picture, it's on a downtrend from this area right here. So that will be our primary downtrend line. I'll just clean it up. Okay, since 2002, it's been on the downtrend. The highs are pretty low at the moment. However, it's also on a short-term uptrend. So from here, this will be our low. Okay, so that will be our primary uptrend line. And also, as you can see as well, the lows are higher here as well. But overall, it's on the downtrend. And I'll minimize that at the moment so we can see the chart a little bit clearer. So this will be our secondary downtrend line. And this will be our tertiary downtrend line right here as well. Okay, so on the monthly downtrend, but overall, so it's just touching really this tertiary downtrend line right here. That's on the monthly. On the weekly, let's look at 3 years worth. 3 years is also on a downtrend, uptrend right here. And as we can see here last week, buyers are in control, correcting itself up to the upside since 2 weeks in a row. Actually, sellers were in control and back to this demand level. So let's draw our demand level. So that's the demand level there at the moment. So last week created a new higher low right there. However, it's also in very good demand now. It's also settled last week, also did not close strongly above this downtrend line right here. So we can also draw our supply level based on last week candle. And that this will be a very strong supply level here at the moment. But buyers in control, brought it back up to the supply level, didn't want to break the supply level. And as we can see here as well, this week also started here, and although it's still early in the week, still hasn't go further up, but sellers seems to be pushing it further down. So let's look at the lower time frame on the daily. Okay, so on the daily chart last week, we saw this big push by the buyers to the upside, creating higher lows, higher highs, and then higher lows here as well. And then yesterday, sellers took it back up to the supply as well. 3 days in a row now that they didn't want to break the supply level right here. Since overall it's on a downtrend, it's actually a good opportunity to short this again back to these demand levels right here. So it's a good level of supply, and also doesn't want to break this downtrend line right here, and also doesn't want to break this level of supply right here. And it's also showing a lower high here as well within this range of candles here. So if we'll go to the lower time frames on the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart is consolidating over the past few hours between this supply level and these demand levels here. Okay, so some form of indecision at this stage. So these are demand levels, and these also are supply levels here. Okay, so it's just really consolidating within this this area right here at the moment. Okay, and on the 1-hour chart, but what we can see here as well is that the lows are getting lower here within this range of candles. Here the lows are also lower. So that's the highest high that it created a few days ago on the last week on the 19th. Didn't want to surpass that. Tried on 2 occasions and still with below this supply level here. Okay, on the 1-hour chart. 1-hour chart, just clear indication of that consolidation between these 2 points. Again, consolidating again within these areas as well, and sellers are also in control now within this area here. So my plan based on the daily is to go short. There is, okay, so it's still early in the day. I know that there is reports later on the CAD about 2 a.m. my time, and they're quite major reports. The overnight rate for the CAD and the Bank of Canada rate statement as well. So my rule is not to trade before a major report, because anything can happen. So my plan is to put, because it's on the lower time frame, it's consolidating now. So it's going back to this demand level here within these 2 areas. I'll wait till it goes back to the supply level, and then that will be my best price opportunity to go short based on the 1-hour chart after the reports have gone through. So that's my plan.
Alrighty. So can you say that again, please, Anne? What is the plan again?
Okay, the plan is to wait for the reports. There's reports. This is my time, 2 a.m. My time. So I don't know what time it is in Canada, but in the U.S. So I'll wait because there are quite major reports later on. I'm going to wait for them to materialize or result first, and then I'll go short on the dollar CAD.
All right,
based
sweet.
on the daily. Intention is to swing trade this, and my targets, forgot to put my targets. The targets will be based on the fib level. Okay, so the first level would be about 38%. I tend to take the 50% as my first level, and then the second level would be the 62%, and then the last one I will ride it, because if it breaks this demand level right here, then there's other demand levels here that it will go and drop to as well.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, my stop, I'll just let you know, my stop will be this, the last swing here, this level. But the 99.75 for position size, so I mean a position size person, so I'll take that stop, then move it, once it goes the direction, in my direction, I'll move it, I'll move my stop, trail my stop.
Great, beautiful. All right, thank you. Last but not least, Phil, your turn. Oh, actually, questions for Anne. Feedback.
Nope, no questions.
Anthony? Okay.
No questions for me.
Okay, great. Ready. Phil, your turn.
Hey. This should be interesting. Alrighty. I chose the dollar Swiss. Reason being, it's broken a downtrend line and very bullish for a high high and a high low. So buyers on control on the bigger time frame. So I went to the daily chart. And on the daily, I'm in an uptrend. There's a low, there's a high, there's a high. The low currently entering a demand zone. Last completed candle, sales control left, lower highs and lower lows, so quite bearish, but it is retracing because I'm in an uptrend on the daily. So looking at that, it's at a fib level. It currently has the current candle has a high low. I know that the day's not finished yet, so then I went to a smaller time frame because I got broken a downtrend line on the weekly. Currently have an uptrend on the daily at a fib level of retracement. So I went to the 4-hour chart, and it's at a level of demand, and that's high compared to these here. So no one wants to go below this level here. And attention is to swing trade, so my stop's based on the daily chart. My targets are based on the daily chart. I put it on the low of that candle there. Technically I should put it on the low of that one there because if it breaks it's a continuation to the downside, but I'm not prepared to lose that much. So what I've done is put the stop there, and my targets are based on that high of that candle, the high of that candle, and I went to a bigger time frame on the weekly and put it on the high of around here. Correction, on the high of this candle's here. So target one will be the high of that candle there. Its price is retracing. My intention is to trade this to the long side, which ties in with the DXY as well. So yeah, that's my trade. I'm in. Stops are set. Limits are done. Sheets done. Email.
Awesome. Yeah, I actually received it. Thank you. Feedback for Phil. Start from you, Anne. Feedback.
No, it's pretty good. All the best with the trade because it's on an uptrend, so broken the trend, so possibility of going up there.
Cool. Alrighty. Anthony.
Yeah, I agree. Looks like a pretty attractive trade.
Excellent. Okay then. Yeah, then let's go through what can we learn from this trade today. Let's start from you, Anthony, what you've got. Well, it's on you.
I think that I picked up two things today. One is that for my trade, it couldn't hurt to wait for stabilization, but I guess my only thing around that was that if I had not entered the trade and if I were to put in a mechanical order, and I think I mean, it would have really been the same thing though. So I kind of, but yeah, I think Anne's feedback was very useful, and then Anne also on her trade, she's going to wait for the reporting to end. And that way, I guess you can decide which way the market's going to go.
Okay, great. Nice. And what can we learn from Anthony's trade, or what do we know? What did you learn from it? Start from you, Phil.
Have patience.
Patience.
It's not about having the perfect setup. It's about having the patience, i.e., waiting until you feel comfortable with it and you understand what the intention is.
Okay, great. And
What I learned from him is that he's confident. So he's confident about his trade, so he's living it. And if it didn't go his way, then there's something for him to learn. But he's confident with his trade, so that's the main thing about what his trade is today.
cool. And what can we learn from Anne's trade? Start from you, Phil.
It's always nice to get a different person's opinion and see what their perspective is in regards to the market. And, there's some key points there, which is always good to get reinforced, and how people see things differently.
Cool. Anthony?
Oh yeah, so she's going to wait for I guess she's waiting for the market to make a decision based on reporting. So I think that's something that I picked up today.
Okay, good. Excellent. Nice. Well done. Then we'll wait until pretty much tomorrow and see what will happen in the end result, whether you guys will win the game or be taken out. So that'll be for Wednesday, and then Thursday we'll change it a little bit. All right. Well, while we've got Tony and VJ in the room, VJ or Tony, let's start from you, VJ. What did you learn, or what did you get from tonight, basically for the past 2 hours? Or if you have any questions for Anthony, Phil, or Anne for that matter.
So what I learned is, especially Anne, she's very thorough in the technical analysis, and I need to improve my reading on supply-demand levels. That's what I understood, and also how multiple time frame analysis, looking at the pending reports, gives a very top-down picture and approach it from a technical perspective when we actually place the trade.
Nice. Thank you, VJ. Tony. If you are still with us, I know it's getting too late. Tony, you still there, Tony? Hello? Probably trying to speak, but you are muted. I can't unmute you. No, he's not there. All right, not a problem. All right, beautiful guys. We'll see you tomorrow. If there's no any questions, actually, do you have any questions for me before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I don't think I got your email, or not, right?
Oh no, I haven't actually sent it yet, but I'm gonna email it after this. In regards to just meeting online tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
Any particular time, by the way, is about 4:30, 5 o'clock still work for you tomorrow?
Yes, that'll be okay.
Okay, perfect.
Whatever works for Lolita, really, is fine with me.
Okay, no worries. All right, guys, you have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank
Thank
everyone.
you.
Ciao.
See you
Bye.
tomorrow. Bye-bye.